Hi again, everybody. Mike Costa with you here on GoAztecs.com, and welcome to another edition of Aztecs Now Online. We are joined by the head football coach at San Diego State University, Mr. Brady Hoke. Coach, looking back at the game against Texas Christian, I think a couple things come to mind. Something Ryan Lindley said was quoted in the newspapers yesterday about the fact that that phrase, moral victories, no longer applies to anything that has to do with San Diego State football. And the mindset was, it seemed like this was a team that was very upset over the fact they lost this football game, because you could tell in their faces and their demeanor heading into that game, they went in there expecting to win. Well,
I don't think there's any doubt. Our seniors have done a tremendous job of leading us as a team, but you know, you play the games to win, and the thing we didn't do, we didn't play 60 minutes of football. We slipped a little bit in the second quarter on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game, and our execution wasn't what it needed to be. And I thought our kids fought hard. We're proud of them, how they came back. But you go to play the games to win, and we didn't accomplish that goal.
You mentioned the second quarter. Looking back, was that the Achilles in this one?
Well, it seemed to be. You know, we got off to a good start, but, you know, just like in life, you know, where you start doesn't matter. It's where you finish. Sure. And this football game, I thought we finished well, but in the second quarter, we just didn't execute really either side of the ball. You know, didn't tackle well, didn't cover well enough on defense, and then offensively had a hard time getting first downs and possessing the football. And then kicking game, we didn't change the field position in the kicking game at all in this football game, and that's a problem. You know, the 3 games that we've lost have been 3 games that we haven't won what we deem winning in the kicking game, and we've got to be a lot better punting the football. Our kickoffs weren't what we usually expect, and our coverage teams didn't cover as well as we need to.
For people who are associated with this program or around this program like I am, or the hardcore fans of the red and black, we know how much you and your staff and your players prep for a game. That said, does this loss sting a little bit more because it was the third-ranked team in the country and you came so close, or is it any loss is painful?
Any loss is painful. I mean, you play to win, you prepare, and you do all the things that you do during the week and since January to win conference championships. And, you know, this group of kids have done a great job, and you know, I give a lot of credit to the seniors all the time because of the way they've had us focused and they've had us ready. And, you know, but it's like any other game, you know, win or lose. Sunday we put that one to bed, and we look forward to Utah, which is going to be great playing at home in front of our family and friends, and the Warrior Walk, and all those traditions that we have here, you know, as the Aztecs, and we look forward to it.
You mentioned Utah, a team that has been embarrassed twice in the last 2 weeks on national television, once by TCU in Utah, this past Saturday in South Bend against the Irish. What can you expect from this Ute team coming in?
Well, they'll play their butts off. I'll guarantee you. You know, there's a lot of tradition, and when you come from a school that has tradition, when you don't play your best or you fall short, you know, you get back, and you get back to the fundamentals, get back to the basics, and you really get back to your tradition and the legacies that you have. And you know, Kyle does a great job. They got a tremendous staff. They've got good football players, and we'll get their best game on Saturday night.
Your football team has not lost 2 games in a row all season long. Talk about the resilient bunch of football players you have on this team this year.
Well, you know, again, and you get tired of me saying it, but, you know, it goes to our seniors and how they have developed the attitude and the mindset of our football team. And I meet with them every Sunday and every Thursday, and try and get a gauge on where our team's at. And every time I've liked what I've seen in the room with them and how they feel and the passion they have for San Diego State football and their teammates. And that's the huge part about it, is how much respect they have for each other on this team.
Coach, going into this game quickly as we wrap this up, can you give us an update on the injury front and maybe how things are looking with a couple players?
Well, you know, we're you know, BJ won't play. Still looking at Marcus and seeing exactly where he's at. You know, Brandon Davis, he'll play in the ball game. I mean, he just got dinged up a little bit, but we're about where we have been, you know, without BJ, and Marcus will be a later decision, to see how he keeps getting better. But, it's football, and it's that time of year.
Sure.
You're going into week 10, and that's just part of what it is.
Coach, as always, appreciate your time and good luck against the Utes.
Thanks, Mike.
Coming up next, we're joined by senior running back Brandon Sullivan. We'll get his thoughts on what the Aztecs will need to do to beat the Utah Utes. That's next on Aztecs Now Online.
This is Kirk Morrison, proud Aztec alum. November 20th is a huge game for the Aztecs when they host the nationally ranked Utah Utes at Qualcomm Stadium. Come out to the big game against Utah and pick up your very own Kirk Morrison Aztec jersey. Go Aztecs!
Welcome back to Aztecs Now Online. We are now joined by senior running back Brandon Sullivan. Brandon, obviously a tough loss at TCU based on the fact that this team came within 5 points of shocking the number 3 team in the country and really tipping the football world on its ear. But more so because you went in there, and aside from a kind of a rough second quarter, you played good enough football to beat that football team. It was obviously the mindset going into the game. What was the team's mindset after the game at Fort Worth?
I mean, obviously we were a little disappointed because we fought hard. We had that little lapse in the second quarter, but for the most part, we knew that we had to come into this game and we had to fight from start to finish. And as long as we continued to fight, the outcome could be the desired outcome in the fourth quarter as long as we continued to fight the way we did. But we just obviously ran out of time, as you saw, and we fell a little short. Of course, guys are disappointed, a little upset, but it's the game of football. So.
This football team is enjoying a very productive season. You personally are, and enjoying a productive season as well. You found the end zone quite a few times this season. You've been through the ups and the downs. What has been the difference as you look back on it now?
Honest to God truth, just becoming a team. As you've seen over the years, San Diego State's always had the talent. Mm-hmm. They've always had the guys, but we've just never bonded and formed to become a real team. Especially last year where Coach Holt came in and brought the staff, and just throughout the process, we've grown a lot closer, we've bonded a lot better, and we've just gotten to know each other a little bit more outside of just football, which have just made us become a lot closer as far as football is concerned, and become a better team and fight for each other rather than just being selfish and fighting for ourselves.
You are that team, you are that core group that stays together. Has the approach to the game of football changed any way from your freshman year to where you are now?
Oh yeah, naturally. I mean, we have a much better focus. We understand the game better. Coach Hoke and his staff, they've done a wonderful job educating us on the game of football and life outside of football and how everything correlates to each other. And we've just trusted the coach's judgment. We just followed them and followed the system. And obviously, we're doing the right things right now.
Coach Hoke and a lot of all the coaches on the staff and a large number of the players point to you and your leadership. The fact that you're showing guys how to do it on offense, you're showing guys how to do it on special teams. Do you enjoy that leadership role? Is it something was it hard for you to grasp that and run with it? Is it something that comes natural? Is it something that comes natural to you?
I mean, we're competitive. We speak our minds. A lot of the guys, they've had the experience, and we all kind of just lead each other. There is no true leader on the team. We're all leaders in a sense, in a way. We all have our own different roles of leadership, and I'm just filling the role. And we all play our role right now. And that's just all I'm trying to do is just play my role and just make sure we're all on the same page.
The running game is much improved this year. Where the last couple of years it's been a struggle to run the football. You have been leading, the way there as well. What type of advice do you have for guys like Ronnie Hillman, the other younger running backs on this football team?
Oh, I tell them all the time, just be patient. Don't worry about the hitting the big play. You know what the play is. Just take what the play gives you. As long as you continue to fight and run hard, the big plays come from running hard, not trying to create the big play. So just react. Just make your reads and it'll happen. So.
Utah comes in this week having suffered 2 losses on national television, last week against Notre Dame, 2 weeks ago, embarrassed by TCU in Utah. What can Aztec fans expect from the Utes? What do you expect from the Utes Saturday night?
Oh, don't let the 2 losses fool you. Utah's a very good program. They have a lot of tradition. They're a winning program, and they're going to come in a fight just like they do in the other game. They had a tough loss against TCU and another tough loss against Notre Dame, but they're a very good program. We have to treat them as if they're one of the top teams in the country and play our best football in order to get the victory that we want.
Brandon, congratulations on a great senior campaign so far, and good luck against Utah on Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
Well, that would just about do it for this edition of Aztecs Now Online. As usual, we leave you with a list of the upcoming events right up here on Montezuma Mesa. For all of us here on Aztecs Now Online, I'm Mike Costa. Thanks for watching on GoAztecs.com.